P&O versus Marella, which one's best? Let's find out. So hello guys, welcome to today's show. Wow, I've been making some content recently. Well, what it's been is, people ask me questions and I never really get around to answering them. So I found some free time recently. So I thought, hey, let's make a series of videos. So not many people watch my stuff, but I enjoy making it. And if you do find it useful or not, click like and subscribe and just feel sorry for me because I just have to make stuff because I enjoy doing it. Okay, so today we're looking at two different lines. We're looking at P&O versus Marella and which one I believe is the best one. Well, actually, no, that's not actually what the video's about. The video's to feed you with information so you can make a decision which you feel is the correct line for you. They both have pros, they both have cons. There is a massive elephant in the room though, which I will approach towards the end of the video, and this is possibly the biggest decision for some people when choosing between these two lines, because this thing that's the difference can be night and day for certain people. So stay tuned. Okay, so today we're looking at a cruise and I'm going to give you some prices, and I will give you the prices for two cruises at the same day, on the same date, from the same airport, including everything. So basically today we're looking at two cruises, both leaving from Birmingham Airport. Birmingham, is that a good impression? I don't know. Birmingham Airport on the 2nd of Jan in 2026. These are real prices as of today. This is not fictional, this is not made up, this is the real deal. And that's my telephone, so just give me a second. Okay, so that was P&O on the phone. They said I've got to pull the video, so cut. Only joking, it was nothing important. Hey, look how professional this YouTuber is. He didn't even bother cutting that bit out. He just played on through. So where was we? We was in Birmingham. It was the 2nd of Jan 2026, and we're flying out on two cruises, both going very similar places, both including bags, transfer, and tips or gratuities, whichever they call them. So they're both including absolutely the same. Absolutely the same. So the two ships in question. First up is the P&O Azora, coming in at 115,000 tons, built in 2009, and will carry 3,597 people. And its opponent, coming from Marella Cruises, we have the Voyager, weighing in at 77,000 ton, built in 1997 and carrying 1,912 people. Welcome to the ring, the Marella Voyager. So the ships are different, okay? I'm gonna try and not confuse people, so let's just, so far, everything's the same. Flights, bags, you name it, okay? Now we've got to the ships. So there's two different ships here, been on both. This is why I feel like this was probably a better video for me to make. And I'm not biased, by the way. I know I'm marade. When you make a video about Marella, it's called a marading. I made a video about Marella yesterday, praising them, and I did. And if you watched my previous videos, I've been on P&Os and I've also praised them. So the reason why I'm making this video is because A, I want to show you the prices, and B, I want to just say I've been on both and I can give you a true experience. And this isn't all based solely off my experience, by the way. This is based also off what feedback I've had of people and what they've said, what they've liked and what they've not liked and that kind of stuff. So it's more of an open thing. You've got to remember, the Cruise My Father show is nothing about me. I just give information that other people have given me. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, digressing slightly, as we always do, as I always do. Sorry. The Azora is a newer ship. The Azora, that's the P&O, is a newer ship. It's a larger ship. Is the Azora a nice ship? It is a nice ship, but I would say it's very dated, or was dated when I went on it, and it's kind of weird. So I'm going to pause you for 1 second and tell you about my P&O experience, okay? So I did the Britannia. Okay, reword. We'll go back for a bit before that. I didn't want to go on a P&O cruise. Wasn't my cup of tea at all. Then I went on the Britannia, and I tell you what, it was really good. I really liked the decor, the set out. It was amazing. It was beautiful. And I thought, I think I might try another P&O. So you know I went on? The P&O Azora, around the Canaries, probably the same cruise, probably about the same time. And did I enjoy it? I did enjoy it. I won't lie to you. I did enjoy it. But I found the ship to be dated. And it's this kind of like weird date that happened. It's not old dated like it's romantically sexy. It's like this weird, it says 2009. I don't even think it, the styling comes like before that. I don't know, Princess have the same kind of ship. Whether they built that a long time before that, I don't know. But I would definitely say it's more of a 2000s style than anything. Not that it looks like, I don't know, it's hard, a cruise ship built in 2000. Now you're thinking this doesn't make any sense whatsoever this guy's blabbering on, and I do apologise. So we'll carry on because it just doesn't look like the Britannia. It just doesn't look like the Iona. It just sits in the middle with the other P&O cruise lines. And this is, I tell you something, whilst we started this fire, I think P&O should divide the brand. I think they should have P&O Classic, which would include the Azora, and the Ocean, if that's still going, all those kind of ships. And then the Iona, the Britannia, and the Aurora, is it called that? I don't know. Those ships are fantastic. So I've loved everything, but I did find the Azora to be, when I went on it, which would probably be about the same time as this, a bit of, well, I don't know. Okay, let's carry on. It was a 7 out of 10, there you go. So the Voyager is an older ship, right? It doesn't look as good as the Azora. It doesn't have as many features as the Azora. You can tell it's a lot smaller, which is either a pro or a con, depending on how you feel. For me, it doesn't really make a difference. I've been on some really small ships. Ambassador ships are like really, really small. You find though, the Marella ship, although older, technically, has been like choked full of style, and it's really trendy and it's really nice. And it's not like in your face trendy. You don't have to be like wearing your cap backwards or doing gang signs. It's just trendy, modern, chic. Is that the word? It's cool. It's nice. You feel vibe, you feel younger, you feel happier. It's just lovely. They're just chalk and cheese, these two ships, in some aspects. So, but it's about finding which one's right for you. I can only tell you what I think. My best advice from here would be 9 minutes in. 9 minutes in, my best advice would be to watch someone else's video touring the ships and seeing which one styles out for you. If I'm just basing this on like a basic kind of cruise, you're not looking for a particular thing. Can I say actually, the spa on the Voyager is very nice, and I think it was included, or it was like wasn't very much. When I say the spa, I mean it's like the water room and that kind of stuff. It may have been included. Anyway, I am digressing. I will carry on. So this is what I want to get to. 10 minutes in, we're getting to the point. Prices. So we're comparing P&O and Marella. So P&O have a better reputation than Marella, or so people perceive. That's not quite true. Marella cruises are fantastic for having fun, live entertainment, music, that kind of stuff. P&O are more formal, and I don't know, it just wasn't as much fun as the Marella one. It's funny because people call Marella Butlins at sea, which is a British term. And when I went on the P&O, I thought, holy moly, this is Butlins at sea. I would compare the Marella to being like, I don't know, I'd be for party with very strong words, but a good party atmosphere, where I found the P&O was like, and then officer on watch, and and it's lovely, but it's all very formal. Then the people come out, and the Marella people just wear like shorts and t-shirts, and then the P&O a bit more formal. I don't know, it felt more like a classic Pontins as opposed to just being holiday fun. But that wasn't actually the point of the video. Or was it the point of the video? I don't know. If you're still here, you're a very good person. You're doing miles better than most people in my life. So, let's go through some prices. So if I wanted to book the P&O Azora with an inside cabin with no drinks, it would be £1,298. If I wanted to book the cheapest cabin inside with drinks, is £1,844. So this is where I'm going to start making more sense. So let's just park this 1 second. So with P&O, you can purchase a cruise and you don't have to have any drinks. You can just pay as you go. Another option is to buy the drinks package. Now, when you book a Marella cruise, the drinks come as standard, so you can literally have as many drinks as you want. With the P&O drinks package though, there is a cap, and the cap is 15 alcoholic drinks a day. So just bear that in mind. You probably will never break that cap. I'm just saying it's not unlimited. And when you're thinking 15's a day, 15's a day, 15's a lot a day, it is a lot a day. But you're on a cruise, you're on holiday, sometimes you're just drinking like cocktails, which are the most offensive thing. Then sometimes you think, oh, I'm on holiday, I will try something I don't normally have. Then you get it and you go, no, you shouldn't do this because it's wasting. Which is also why you're on holiday, you go, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my entire life. So we're gonna move slowly over to on my next section, which would be the prices with the drinks. Hello, I'm back. What you don't know is this. There was a pause there, so if the lighting looks different, it was because the doorbell went, the battery ran out, and it's all going horribly wrong. But you know what we do on this channel? We just carry on regardless. So I was up to the drink section. So let's just summarize whilst we're halfway through. They're both fantastic cruises. We've got everything included so far. Flights, transfers, everything, right, okay? If you go on the Azora, slightly bigger ship, slightly modern technically, it has a few more facilities, but I felt it felt dated. If you go on the Marella, you're gonna find technically an older ship, not as many facilities, but it's very nice style. It's very cool, it's very fresh. I would say, I put some notes here, the P&O is very formal, where the Marella's more casual. I found also Marella during the day, there was more live music, that kind of stuff around the pool. It was a very much like a holiday, let's forget about the Butlins thing. It was more like going to like a modern, all-inclusive holiday that you would go on if you went to Spain, Mallorca, all those kind of places. It's that kind of vibe. This is probably the best one. You've just wasted the first 10 minutes. If you like that kind of vibe, there's a pool, there's some music, there's entertainment, there's drinks, there's food. You're gonna go for the Marella. If you want maybe more of a formal side where you're gonna dress up, etc., then you might wanna go for the P&O because the pool day, sunshine time was very, I wouldn't say lacking, but it just wasn't as good, right? So, as I said in the last video and the start of this video, for some reason Marella have a bit of a poor rap for being a poor man's cruise, where they are not. They are quite expensive. But I do feel they are good value. There's a difference there. It might be a higher price, but I feel you're getting excellent value throughout the whole range of it. I've never been on a Marella cruise and felt I've been cheated by something. I've always thought I've really got very good value here. Then that's what I want. That for me personally, I work very hard for my money and I want to get maximum value when I do go on holiday. So this is what I'm getting to, the prices. So if I booked the P&O Azora, bear in mind everything's the same now, right? I've got all the same facilities, pretty much everything. I'm now going to book the cabins, okay? So the cheapest inside cabin with drinks on the P&O Azora is £1,844. For the same cabin, or same class as cabin, on a Marella, it's £2,203, right? So suddenly this Marella snobbery has gone out the window because now Marella's a premium brand compared to what you would class as the P&O. So the difference is £359. So for me, if I had to make a choice between going on the Pinot Azora and the Marella, by around this is a 2 people sharing. So total price, not each. So would I pay £170 more to go on the Marella? Yeah, I really like the Marella cruise. I do like a bargain cruise, don't get me wrong. That's why I went on the Azora. But the Marella was just good. It was great, in fact. I love Marella cruises, great atmosphere. It's for me, that's the kind of cruise I like to do. Like I say, you may not like that kind of cruise. Watch the videos, get the kind of vibe. If you like it, I have my own videos of both those cruises, in fact. Check them out. I think the Marella one, for me personally, it's hip, it's cool. My dad likes it. My dad's like 80 plus. He likes it because it's like fun. You get involved. It's fun. There you go. Now, next price jump here. Balcony, Pinot Azora, 2144. Balcony on the Marella, 2682. That's a £538 difference. So now we're starting to see a bigger gap, aren't we? So with the Marella ship being older, balconies at the time wasn't so popular, or wasn't so built, should we say. And then when you want to gear up to get a balcony, the price is going to jump up. So now it's £538 on top of the Azora price. That's quite a big jump, but it's not, because actually bear in mind, it's only like £300 if you have the inside. So if you're just on a Marella ship, you're thinking, hey, would I like a balcony for 300 quid? Probably would go for a balcony for £300. The difference though between having the Azora with a drinks package and having the Marella with the drinks all included is £538. Now, do I feel that's worth the difference? For me personally, I don't know, it's a lot of money, 530 quid. I'll probably do the inside, then take it from there and see which one you prefer, because they are different ships. So I could probably try the inside of the Azora versus the inside of the Marella, then take it from there. On that bombshell, no, I won't end it there. It's quite a big jump then at 538, but it is good. It is really, really good. In fact, I'm going on one soon. I'm stopping in a suite and it's costing a ridiculous amount, because that's how much I like Marella cruises. But like I say, do a bit of research and work it out. But that isn't actually the elephant in the room as first stated. So Marella comes with drinks as standard, which is fantastic. And I always recommend Marella cruises because I think they're easy, I think they're amazing, I think they're fantastic. Then people say to me, but I don't drink. So this is where, for me, it makes a big difference. Now, I'm not saying you have to drink to go on a Marella cruise. That isn't my point. My point is because I'm looking at value and what I can afford, because I have no money. Everything I do is like earned from working, and I have to put it into my holidays and all that kind of stuff. So I don't have an abundance of, I don't have any abundance of cash to waste at all. But I say, do you drink? And then if they say I don't drink, full stop, this is a bit of an elephant in the room. So you're wondering what I mean by that. So if you booked the Marella cruise with the balcony compared to the P&O cruise, it would be, bear in mind this is no drinks. So Marella with drinks, balcony, P&O balcony, no drinks. A difference of £1,084. That's not bad. Looking back at my notes, that's not bad. It's a lot of money, right? You have to do some divisions. No, I'm not taking that back actually. If you don't drink, I'd just go on the Azora, okay? If you don't drink, I'd go on the Azora. The drinks prices are really fair. You'll have a okay time. It's not bad, it's all right. It's all right, it's just not a Marella, okay? But then the Marella is kind of based around people wanting to have drinks and that kind of stuff. And I don't always mean alcoholic drinks, just cocktails or mocktails, or, you know, you like to be liquefied, if that makes sense. If you have the inside cap, so that's £154 a day, by the way. So you'd have to spend on the Azora £154 on drinks every single day to make back the same price of the Marella. That's quite a lot of drinking. But the Marella's better. But like I said, it's not quite a 9-day. I better end this video, because I'll go on forever, don't I? So I do apologise. So I'm going to summarise. You're thinking, my God, I wish I just skipped the last few minutes of these two things. There's two cruises. They're both happening, right? From Birmingham on the 2nd of January, okay? There's a Marella on, there's a P&O one. I drink, I want to have fun. I'm not saying I have to drink to have fun. Should have been a pause there. I like to drink, I like to have fun, I like live music, I like entertainment and games, that kind of stuff. I'm going to pick the Marella one, okay? I don't drink, but I do like fun and entertainment, and I also like dressing up and a bit more of a formal kind of setup. Then I'm gonna go on the P&O. If you want more, if you drink, then I go for the Marella one, because it's just better value, okay? You'll have a great time. But if you don't drink, I can't really recommend Marella, because I think the price difference is just too much for me. And you're probably all shouting at the TV or your phone, whatever, thinking, what an idiot, and I do apologise, but this is the complications that arise when deciding which cruise to book and which cruise to recommend. I've got lovely people I know, and I've put them onto P&O, and they've done quite a few P&O recently, the Azora, the Ventura, a couple of times, and they're really, really loving it. And they're like, what can you recommend? I said, I quite like Marella, Marella good. And they're like, oh, but you don't drink, do you? And I'm thinking, oh, it's quite a big premium to pay if you're not going to take any advantage of the drink. And when I say they don't drink, I don't mean alcohol. They're not really like pop drinkers or all that kind of stuff. Well, actually on the P&O you can bring your own pop on. So that does like set pop soda to translate if anyone's American. You can bring your own on board. So there is perks to that as well. But if you're going to pick the two and you wanted to have like a really good time, party atmosphere, and Marella Cruise is the way to go. Marella Cruises are lots of fun and fantastic. I'm not saying the Azora Cruise isn't as much fun, because great, the Azora has some perks the Marella doesn't have. But if you just want, basic would be the wrong word, you just want to go there, you want to book it, forget it, have all the drinks, have all the food, and just a great time, pay off one price, here, now and then when you book it, it's done. That's the way to go. Because even if you book the P&O one, the drinks package has some caveats, right? There is some slight caveats with the Marella one, but there's more the P&O one. But you've basically paid that price. They will tell you, by the way, if you're going to go over on both of these, so don't worry about that. But you can also be afraid of getting like a massive bill. With the Marella, you're never getting a massive bill. You can have as much as you want, go crazy, and you won't get a massive bill. There we go. Another video. This is why I don't make videos, because I ramble on. But you know why? And if you come to the end and you've watched it and you've got some questions, please write in the comments below, because that's what it's all about. I just feed information other people are giving me, and then if you write your questions below, other people that read the stuff, and I always respond to every single comment, by the way, because I really, really love cruising, and I hope that's what does come across when I ramble on. I'm not a professional video maker. I'm not a influencer. Is that the word, or is that a disease? Influencer, right? I'm not one of those. I'm just me. It's cruise with my father, Johnny, George, Scott, Maria, Liam, right? Regular people making content, having a wonderful time, trying to give real advice. So I do appreciate everyone who's tuned in and watched this video if you got this far. And like I say, if I wambled on too much, I do apologize. But I love making content for you guys. I love speaking to you guys about cruising. So should you have any questions or comments, please write them below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So thank you once again for taking time to watch my video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.